Speaker Idol Finals. All week we've had heats here on the stage to find someone to be speaking at TechEd 2009. We're looking for new speaking talent, folks that have spoken before but never spoken to TechEd before. We have a fine panel of judges that are going to evaluate this series of 5-minute sessions. So everyone is coming up here in the finals, won their previous heat, and now they've taken the suggestions they got from their judges. They're going to make their sessions even better. And one of them is going to go on to TechEd 2009 as a speaker.
Who's seen Network Monitor versions 3.1 and 3.2? A few of you? One of the nice, cool things about this version is that you can see the packets in real time as you're doing the capture. In the past, you would launch Network Monitor, hope you got the data, and then you would close it and then open it up and take a look at it. So this is much nicer to be able to see it as the packets are coming across the wire.
I am a little bit of a networking geek myself. I like it, but I don't think that I would bring my traces on vacation, though. If nothing else, because my kids would think that I was boring. But overall, I thought it was a great presentation. You were enthusiastic, you brought the audience in, you asked some questions, and you clearly knew where you were going with the questions, because it wasn't an open-ended question. You asked a question, but with the purpose to show, to bring a point across, and it worked out very well for you.
Basically, what I'm doing is I am just doing dir, so I am getting all the files in my Windows folder. By the way, I'm using Zoomit, an awesome utility, great for your presentations. Then I'm going into all the files I get into for each. And for each object, I'm just getting the length of that object, the file size, and add them up into one length variable.
I wasn't quite sure whether you were using the idea of checking performance as a way of teaching us how to make PowerShell run faster, or showing that you learned a new PowerShell feature, right? Because oftentimes performance issues come not because you chose the wrong programming construct, but because of some other external events happening that maybe there's a race condition for, or something like that.
How many group policies do we have that have been deployed to our infrastructure? Do they create conflict? What if someone makes a small mistake in a group policy? How can you track it, go back to the history, and know what was the cause, which group policy is actually creating that problem? With advanced group policy management, you can have role delegations of who has the right to actually create a group policy, edit a group policy, test a group policy, approve a group policy, and finally deploy a group policy.
Good organization. I want to echo what Steve said earlier about the middle part about the different products kind of feeling like you were reading off a brochure. There wasn't nothing really personal or specific to latch onto for those, so it seemed kind of bland. Also, you led with a problem, which is end users wanting to do whatever they want and IT administrators want to lock them down. I thought you were actually heading into Microsoft Enterprise Virtual Desktop Client, which is part of MDOT, but you didn't mention it.
But it's not out yet, so
okay.
I didn't want to...
But that's where I thought you were going. And then when you were talking about the various products, I didn't see you relate the products and what they do back to the original problem and how they solve them.
Okay.
Our winner is Rhonda Layfield. Congratulations. It's a phenomenal presentation. Let me give you the big card. Well done. Thank you so much for coming up to Speaker Idol. We'll be back next year and even back next week. There's your trophy.